Sister MJ brings the truth so bright. Health and nature in every sound. Feel the rhythm, let's get unbound. From a higher we get our power. Every herb, every healing flower. Sister MJ shows the way. Naturally living every day. Naturally you, naturally free, naturally living as God meant to be. Breathe the air that's fresh and pure. Nature's bounty is the cure. Sister MJ shows what's real in every word and every meal. From the mountains to the sea, every breath is harmony. Feel the beat and feel alive. With Sister MJ we thrive. Grains and fruits in every bite. Feel the energy, feel the light. Harmony in every part. Naturally you, with all your heart. Breathe the air that's fresh and pure. Nature's bounty.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Arapika, Esteline, and Amya, 1247. Amya is my welcome crew. He greets everyone. Good day to you, Amya. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Well, welcome to Naturally You. Last week, we went into how important the lymphatic system is to our healing, and how when you go to the white coats, they don't talk about that. And reason being, I believe reason being is because we would figure things out and realize that blockage, that stagnation of mucus and inflammation, which is the precursor of all disease, would happen. So therefore, they don't talk about it. But we learned how we need to move our lymph every day while you're watching TV, when you're sitting reading, whatever it is. Just move that lymph because it's critical to our well-being. And we're in a time where we don't want to go to those white coats. And we want to seek preventative measures instead of going after them and running after them, because most of us is like, oh, I got a cough. Let me go to the doctor. No, we don't want to do that. So that was a critical system often overlooked by mainstream media and the doctors. And it's only when you go to a herbalist and some functional medicine that you get tap into real healing. And from what I've learned over the past few years, I've come right back to that. And we are going to talk about our lack of knowledge today. And with that, I have a special guest for you all tonight. And it just so happens that the song that he sings happened to go with the title of today's show. And my producer did his thing, and here we are. So without further ado, let us welcome none other, the one and only, my favorite Hebrew songwriter and singer and everything, is Ra'ash Yasharallah. Help me welcome him, y'all.
Pleasant. Shalom. Good evening. Hope everybody's hearing me. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for having me.
Little louder.
Can you hear me? Is it?
Yeah, I need a little louder. There you go.
I'm saying good evening. Shalom. Peace and blessings to everybody. I hope they're hearing me. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we hear you fine.
I hope everybody's doing well. I know it's heading into the weekend. You know, I just hope that your day was good. Naturally, right?
Naturally, yes.
Naturally. Shalom to everybody.
So we're going to get some lack of knowledge from Ra'ash.
All right, great. So, peace and blessings to everybody. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Now, this song is called Lack of Knowledge. Let's do it for you. Sorry, that's the wrong insert. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 6. It says, lack of knowledge make my people perish. Love to know themselves, to know their worth, to know their heritage. Don't you know that you are royalty? Israelites, yeah. Prince and princess, the Most High's chosen. That is exactly who you are. Chosen people, prince and princess, the Most High's chosen. That is exactly who you are. Listen, they asked me my nationality. I told them I'm an Israelite. Yasha Allah, Prince of the power, so don't take me like I have a DNA that is linked to a lineage of kings. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is my foreparents. I praise the Most High for knowledge of self. No longer in a crisis of identity. He uses words to enlighten me. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. This is what it says to me. You are prince and princess, the Most High's chosen. That is exactly who you are. Israelites, yeah, prince and princess, the Most High's chosen. That is exactly who you are. Listen, them serious don't really matter about a lie them a tell. Watch the whole of them a plot to kill the children of Israel. Psalms 83 and cover them conspiracy. Nothing no change, the agenda is the same in that Easter age. But oh my people, don't you fear, your deliverance is coming. Your Shia will soon be here, yeah. No longer will you be a slave with riches, power and dominion. You'll triumph over your enemies. Like I said, yeah, prince and princess, the Most High's chosen. That is exactly who you are. Oh, chosen people, yeah. Prince and princess, the Most High's chosen. That is exactly who you are. You are royalty. Although you've been at the bottom for so many years, your time is drawing near. Your Shia is going to give you center stage. You will be ruling this world with him. Prince and princess, yeah, the Most High chosen. That is exactly who you are. Yeah, chosen people, prince and princess, the Most High chosen. That is exactly who you are. Like I said, prince and princess, yeah, the Most High chosen. That is exactly chosen people, prince and princess,
All right, that was awesome. Thank you, Raash. That was beautiful.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So, what inspired that song? The words. I mean, it just fits perfect into our struggle.
All praises be to the Most High. All right, so the inspiration behind this song, if you notice, I quoted Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6 at the beginning.
Yes.
So it stems from that. Also, just the surrounding, walking in the street, doing street preaching, talking to people in general, realizing that they don't know who they are. If you ask 10 Caribbean people right now, I'm not even going to narrow it down to Jamaicans, 10 Caribbean people, who are you really? What's your nationality? 9 out of 10 of them going to tell you, all right, we're Africans, I am a Trinidadian, I'm from Tobago, I'm from Jamaica, Antigua, Barbados, you name it. You're not going to get them telling you that I am from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They will never know that. So, the song was inspired by that. It came out of that. That's where it came from. Sorry about that. That's where it came from in terms of just
Okay.
people, talking to the people, hearing their perspective as it relates to nationality.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, your latest album is Gratitude,
Yes, it is. Gratitude.
and I have to tell you all, I'm one about the is our music being demonized. And I want to tell you that Ra'ash has his music on the 432 hertz, which is more healing and more spiritual than the 440, which is destructive and chaotic. So please, you can go to Ra'ash Yasharala and look for gratitude and support our brother. He's doing a great thing, and his music is helping us understand our journey. Thank you so much, Raj.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Lack of knowledge. I hope that resonates with us. Lack of knowledge. None of us want to have lack of knowledge, but unfortunately we do, because so many things have been taught to us, whether it's in media, television, on print, it's billboards, it's been taught to us. And then we always have conversation with you tell somebody and they tell somebody, and so on and so on and so on. So let me start where I came from. Last week, again, it was an eye opener to me. I never knew we had so many lymphatic nodes and lymphatic vessels in our body, and how it impacted our obstructions and all the disease we had. So therefore, I had to stop and think about this. I was up one night. It was like 12 o'clock, and the next thing I know, it was 2 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock, and 4 o'clock. And I'm like, what? And I really had an epiphany there, because I'm a foodie, but my being a foodie got me sick. I was fat and I was very diseased. And I've done traditional diets, I've done raw foods, I've gone to a raw healing facility a couple of times. And then that was to clean up and clean out my system. We had no stove, no microwave. Everything was fresh, raw, cooked daily. And I know how to do raw healing, but because I know, I can't assume that everybody else knows. So I thought today would be a good day to share with you from the back, off the back of lamb backing off of last week on the lymphatic system, and how important it is that we go to this now, because it's this lack of knowledge that's getting us in trouble. And I'm hoping that we can glean something from this. I want to stop for a moment and say shalom to Sister Tracy. And who else do I see there that I didn't see before? Everybody else who's on, who may not be in the chat, welcome to Naturally You. We are a show based on health, that we dwell with the Most High naturally. And as we look at our system, or as I look back, all of these these eating methods, let's say, or modalities that I used or became a part of, they all had their benefits. But when I want to look at the real root cause, the best one for me and the best one that I could see out of all of it to get everyone on the same baseline was the raw foods, the fruits and the vegetables with the herbs, right? Or just for this purpose today, we're just going to stick with the fruits, all right, and the herbs, because those two work together synergistically and it's going to help us heal quicker. We can abuse our bodies for years and years and years, and based on how dedicated and consistent you are, we can heal it within 6 months to a year. But again, that's dedication and commitment and accountability. And a lot of us, we know we tend to be stiff necked and we start something, myself included, and then we stop. We're not consistent. But the Most High is calling us out because we are calling on Him, crying to Him to heal us, but He's given us everything we have in that book. And what are we doing? We need to go to Him first in prayer before we run to the white coats, but we run to the white coats first. And it's best if we go in prayer and then we do a fast and then go into our natural food to get what we need from it. Because at the end of the day, it's up to us all the way to the kingdom. To endure, we need to be healthy and we don't want to be diseased, right? So I believe it's time for us to draw a line. And I'm seeking righteousness, and we all should be seeking righteousness and obedience because that's what the Most High requires, those two things from us. And again, we do dwell with the Most High. So I remember telling you all about I was eating years ago. I was eating chia seed every day, and I was in a new business with chia seed. And one day I woke up and it said run, and I was like, I just laughed. I said, "Oh no, I don't run. That's against gravity." You know, our girls going up and down, up and down. Guys, y'all have them too. Some more than others. And you know, I was like, forgot about it. Then 2 weeks later, same thing. And that was the beginning time where the apps were just becoming a new thing. So I found the app called Get Off the Couch. And I started exercising according to that. And before I knew it, I was running. And I went from a 3K, or I think it was a 1K, then a 3K and a 5K. And then I did a 10K, then I did a half marathon. So when your body speaks, we've got to listen. And our body speaks to us all the time, but many of us don't listen, myself included. But you know, we're stiff necked, so we need to remember that Christ came to heal the sick. So he knew we'd be in this state. He knew. Shalom, Sister Ebony, and my girls. I had the best afternoon, you guys, today. We went to the fair here in Tennessee, and I had the pleasure of being with Sister Ebony and her beautiful children, Elora, Joy, and Gracie, and Hezekiah. And he was absolutely a gem. Didn't misbehave at all, was amazing. Not that he misbehaves, but he's a typical boy, and being in a stroller is confining, but we did well. Anyhow, last week I got a tongue lashing, you guys, and I had to stop and take a look at it inwardly because I'm like, you know what? He's right. He's right. And I had to talk to the Most High, and I did. And it's time. It's we can't wait for tomorrow because tomorrow never comes. We have to do it today. And our government is an enemy to all of us and to everything we hold sacred. Our health is our wealth, and they are getting our consent to make us unalive, and we've got to stop that. So if we can continue to do the same thing, expecting a different result, what is that the definition of? That's right, insanity. And I know we're not all insane. Some of us, maybe I'm a little bit, but all of us are not insane. So we need to do our part. And to do that, I believe we need to hold ourselves accountable. And many of us may not like this message or how it's being delivered or how many of us really like raw truth. Remember, there was that movie, You Can't Handle the Truth. And some of us can't. But if we keep crying to the Most High, I think He's going to turn a deaf ear. And I know nobody wants that. But my best life, as I said, was when I was eating raw foods. So much energy. I wanted to flip out of bed. I only had 4 hours of sleep a night and energy, endless and endless energy. It was amazing. And uh, as I was talking to the Most High that night, that song, Lack of Knowledge, came to me, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I started playing it, playing it, playing it. And this is where we are because although my knowledge isn't complete, I'm sharing with you as much as I can in this time and space. And I'm praying that it will help somebody along the way because we have so many wonderful fruits and vegetables. But many of us, we go to the grocery store when we need to go to the market or we need to go to a farm to get our foods like back in the old days. If we return to Eden, is that a pun on words? No. Anyway, if we return to Eden, we'll find those things that were there in nature. We began this broadcast, as you know, with the feet, because death begins in our feet. And many of us never take the time to look at our feet and see what it's telling us, because it's as Esteline said, Sister Esteline said, our body does speak, and it's time that we listen to it. Many of us don't. And men are the worst about listening to their body. They hate going to the white coats, and I get that. But if you have a spouse or you have a family member who is in tuned in health, we need to look after each other. All right? Now, let's begin at the beginning. We're electrical beings, and that electricity is real, so real that we are sought after by many in the secret societies. They're after us, they demonize us, they've beaten us, they've killed us, they've harvested our organs. They're still doing some of that. They've tracked our DNA, they've lied to us, they've lied about us, they've stolen our identity. Can I stop now? You get the gist? And First Peter 2 and 9, as Raash mentioned in that song, we are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. And we need to get into that light and stay in that light. Many of us, we have health challenges. And if you go into Enoch, I'm sure you all know the story. There was a lot of, he shows us that the fallen ones gave us a lot of these illnesses that we have. So that's why he says we need to be in fasting and prayer. And in order for us to get through this, because it's not easy. And a lot of times we can't do it alone. So we need each other. We need accountability. We need help. And food today, the food today, I know many of you may think, oh, it's so good, but it causes obstruction to our body, to our temple. And our bodies are made so wonderfully. They are actually a masterpiece. For healing, and the healthcare system wouldn't be $1 billion industry, I believe, if it wasn't so amazingly made. And they are trying to change our mindset, defy our mindset to thinking that the cooked foods that we have the slide here, number one, number two, and it shows all this cooked foods that we love to go eat. We love to, a smorgasbord is wonderful to have. But many of us need to understand that that is dis-ease, that's inflammation, which causes obstructions of mucus. and gives us acidosis, which needs to be alkaline in order for us to be on the healing side. It takes away our oxygen. And take a moment and look at that. Everything there is cooked. Nothing but the greenery on top of the some of the food is raw. And we need to focus on the raw because the acidosis causes bloating and pain. You know, you have acid reflux, you've got a big belly, we've got inflamed organs that therefore causing us to have a big belly. And the Most High made us special. He made our bodies in such a way that we can reverse the disease. In Matthew, it says Christ was healing all manner of disease. And what better than a dinner of herbs? You know, the greenery that came from the herbs of the field. That's where we need to go. Because in scripture, he told us that. And again, we have to go back to obedience and righteousness, and those two go hand in hand. And there was a scripture in Second Maccabees where Judas Maccabeus and 9 others went into the wilderness. It's like they went on a getaway to fast and pray, and they lived in the mountains and fed on herbs continually, lest they should be partakers of the pollution. And I know this is me giving my spin on it, but I believe that pollution is the toxins that are put in our food, in the soil, in the air, on our skin that's causing us harm. And it's always like this over the years. We know we've had the USDA and the EPA who remove many, many minerals and which causes deficiencies in our body. And now they just require three, which is recognized as essential for us for healthy soil and plant growth. And that is nitrogen, which is the N, and phosphorus, which is the P in our periodic chart. And then we have potassium, which is the K. Now, the nitrogen promotes leafy growth, the phosphorus supports root development and the flowering, and then the potassium enhances the overall plant health and disease resistance. However, they have changed a whole lot in the chemistry of our plants with what's being put out in the air, the chemicals the heavy chemicals they're spewing out in the air with the chemtrails. Now, back in 2021, they came out with Closer to Zero initiative that was launched. When it comes to food safety and nutrient content, the FDA has shown increasing concern about toxic elements. Believe that. Believe that. Of course, since that time, we know it's been bio warfare. Many people who had wonderful gardens last year, it's not faring the same this year. And of course, we need to look at the mineral content. But we are going to bypass all of that because we know they claim they're taking the arsenic, the lead, the cadmium, and mercury out of stuff. We have RFK Jr. saying he's going to take the lead or the fluoride out of the water. But when they take out one contaminant, family, they're putting something else in. So it's like a salesman. If their lips are moving, they're probably lying. So we want to go to our solution mode. How do we fix this? We need to fix this because we have detox strategies. We need to eat organic whenever possible, especially the grains, legumes, and the root vegetables. But we want to take a look at our lymphatic system, the five, right? The lymphatic system, the kidneys, the adrenals, the endocrine system, and the stomach and bowels kind of go together. And look at that. We have all those raw vegetables that are very healing. They're delicious. And we have several. I mean, there's a plethora of raw recipes out there that if we have chronic illness, we probably want to stay on it for probably 2 or 3 months as much as possible. Or then we want to go to maybe 1 month, a month and a half if our illness or our disease isn't so bad. But we don't want to do it without adding in our healing herbs. Those healing herbs help us to heal and reset our body. And understand this, okay? Understand this. If we truly want to heal, we have to return to Eden, back to the fruit lifestyle, or fruitarian as it's called, which is, and add in the herbs to restore energy to our temple. Many of us are lacking energy. And again, remember, we electrical beings. Cooked food eaten long term is not good for us. If we look into heal and reset, the chemistry of the nutrients changes and the result is a toxic byproduct. We don't want that. We want to look to alkalize the body. And to do that, we need to use our fruits. We normally, last year, we did a fruit challenge for 30 days where we ate all fruits. We had amazing results, and we didn't do that this year. Maybe to our own detriment, but you have the information, and maybe it's time that we can do that for ourselves, because if we truly want to heal, we have to return to that lifestyle. The chemistry of the nutrients, again, the astringents found in the fruit help break down the stagnation, the mucus, and the blockage, and the lymph system. To move that lymph system that we talked about last week, we need to strengthen our organs with the herbs, and that's why we have those herbs that we listed. Notice the categories we have, and you don't have to have all of them in one tincture or one tea that you're making. You just have to have as many as you can get in it to promote this and strengthen the organs, because when we're diseased, our organs are weakened. And to eat, and if we eat and we juice, eat raw, mind you, and we juice, we can have a quicker response. Because if you look at our body and how wonderfully we made, it repairs itself. Nature forgives. And I want you to snap a picture of this, because that nature forgives. It tells you which each part, how long it takes. For the blood, it's like our DNA, it's every 2 months. And we have these natural herbs that we can take with it. Our skin rebuilds after a month, okay? If you have stomach issues, what is it, 5 days? The lining, and how, we have irritable bowel syndrome, and they put us on all this kind of stuff to heal it, when it's 5 days eating the fruits, doing the right things. The brain as well, the liver, the blood, the bones, you understand? But the lymphatic system releases and renews. It's the river that renews our body. The liver is the gatekeeper, because everything we put in our mouth, raw or not, it has to go through that liver. And that's the gatekeeper. The endocrine is the messenger network, because the endocrine are a bunch of the glands. It's connected to our brain and our pituitary, pineal, the hypothalamus. We need that. And if you're eating raw fruit, or if you're juicing, it takes 15 to 30 minutes for that to give you total digestion. Whereas if you're eating cooked food and you are taking it in and it's breaking it down and it's got to be digested, and you have the gas and the bloating with it and the discomfort, it's not worth it. We need to invest in ourselves and do what we need to do. Did you know that mucus causes a lack of oxygen? Our energy flows, our nerves flow, which moves our cells and our body parts. Our lymph flows and the blood flow, which feeds our cells. And then the lymph removes the acids from our cells to the kidneys where they go to dispose of it. And if our kidneys aren't operating good, we're going to have blockage. And on every corner in some of our neighborhoods, we've got dialysis centers, and we don't want to get there. We definitely do not want to get there. The lymph is our sewer system. 75% of our fluid is lymphatic, and we need to detox to get rid of this obstruction and the blockage on the lymph. Understanding the best way to allow that blood to flow and that nerve flow is to remove the blockage, and it's got to start with the fruit. So if we can do that, we'll go in a long way to get ourselves where we need to be. So let's take a look at this. We have nature forgives us. Then we have modalities, healing modalities that's going to help us. Many of you may be familiar with this or have at least seen it or heard me talk about it, but it's time we invest in ourselves. You may not have access to all of it, but if you're serious about healing, and we don't want to say we didn't know about it, because when we go before the Most High, we can't give him excuses. We can't talk. We can't speak. So your lymphatic system, like I said, is like a river, right? It needs movement, hydration, and gentle stimulation to flow freely. We can do that with rebounding. You can rebound outside in nature, or you can rebound inside. You can also help with lymphatic massage. And last week we talked about the 7 ways that you can do it, starting with our termini, which is like our bus terminal. Then we also have grounding, which we can just get our feet barefoot in the grass. We can get it in the water, in the ocean, in the sand. It's the 20 minutes is like an hour and a half in the gym. We have sun exposure, daily sun exposure, 20 minutes. It takes at least 20, I want to say 20 to 30 minutes. Do your research for the sun exposure to activate our melatonin. And we need that to get a good night's sleep. That's part of our circadian rhythm, which is another topic for another day. And then just walking. 30 minutes of walking every day is going to go a long way, because we were born for movement, right? And of course, hydration is very important. Sip on warm water with lemon every morning, and a pinch of sea salt or trace minerals to support that lymphatic fluid balance. And remember last week I mentioned, and I don't know if anyone caught it, but if you massage the feet with your castor oil, or if you have poke root oil and castor oil behind the big toe and the first, the second, and the third toe, that helps release that lymphatic. It helps that movement of that lymph fluid. So we want to use what nature gave us, and that's called reflexology, right? Just massaging the areas of the body that works for us. And the wonderful thing is that herbs have consciousness. We can do the fruit, but we don't want to miss the herbs, because again, they work synergistically, right? They begin to work the minute they touch your mouth. Yes, even in digestion, before digestion. And the body knows what to do with it. Although science hasn't quite figured it out, the body knows what to do with it. And that is because it was organically done in nature by the Most High. We use these herbs to strengthen our body. And we also use another healing modality is one that I use is the sauna. If you have access to a sauna, if you have a gym membership and they have a sauna, it's a great way to move your lymphatic system. And the thing with the skin being our largest organ, it's easy for us to just sweat it out. And I know it's summertime and it's been, as I say, hella hot. And so we're sweating more than usual. But you can have a sauna and, it comes with a chair. It comes with that roller for the foot there, that wooden roller instrument. And you just sit there and sweat. And then at the end, you see the puddles of that brown muck that just comes off of the skin. That came off of my skin in this, I believe I was in there for like 20 minutes. So we have all these healing modalities for us. And let's not forget, we have grounding with our pillowcase that we can do when we sleep at night as well. Another thing that we have, again, let me get into the herbs. We have certain herbs for different types of healing. Red clover supports our lymphatic filtration and skin clarity. If you want beautiful skin, get that red clover in there. And then we have cleavers, which is a lymph mover. It's often used in spring tonics or your tinctures. And we also have echinacea, which boosts our immune response and our lymphatic cleansing. We also have the liver, which is our alchemist, right? It transforms our toxins into excretable forms. It has to break it down. But if it needs rest, it needs rest. It needs nutrients and it needs rhythm. And we go into the circadian rhythm, which again, during the night between 1 and 3 o'clock, if you're waking up during that time, check the clock, and that's your liver saying, I need to let you know. I need you to pay attention to me and help me fix myself. We have milk thistle for that, which regenerates the liver cells and protects against oxidative stress. We have Shishandra berry, which is an adaptogenic and a hepaprotective herb, which is perfect for adrenal liver combination. And then we have the burdock root, which is a blood purifier and a liver tonic. And keep in mind, when we look at all these fruits, if it's red, it's for the heart. If it's orange, it makes you feel good. If it's green, it's good for the blood and it rejuvenates the body. Those things we have to keep in mind, right? And let's see. There are also other things we have to put on the outside of our skin, and that would be our protection. We have the other 5 areas we spoke about. We have the adrenals, and we know the adrenals and the kidney work together. That's where we get our high blood pressure, right? But we know that our herbs that we have are supporting the adrenals. We also want to support the bowels. We have herbs for that. But I need you to snap a picture of all the herbs that we have so that you can guide yourself. If you're feeling sluggish, your bowels aren't moving. Our bowels should be moving every day. If it's not, we're constipated. And if you're not eating enough to move it, there's blockage somewhere, stagnation. And we've got to get past that if we want natural healing. Now, I want to go where most of us don't go, because in our life today, we are being attacked all over. So it's important we protect our skin. Again, we did the sauna and everything, and we get out there and we're wearing polyester, which is a plastic and other fibers that are against what our Bible tells us, right? But in nature, We were given linen to protect the body. Natural filtration and radiation shielding is what linen does for us. It recalibrates your body's natural charge. Many of us say, oh, we've got night sweats, we are premenopausal and all that. I don't believe in that. If we wear in the fabrics that the Most High gave us, yes, we don't always have access to it, but have we tried? Have we tried? It's resistant to harmful radiation, whether it's your computer, your cell phone, your Apple Watch, the Wi Fi, those new lights we have. All of those are pulling and giving us a radiation of some sort. And we need to change that. And we have the healing properties given to us from the Most High. We have the bedding, the sheets. We have the curtains in the house. It changes the whole feeling in the room. And then we have our head wraps or our clothing. We have the pants, the dresses, the skirts. We even have coats and shawls we can use in linen to protect us. So understand, it's not just about what we put in our body. We're looking at our whole temple, inside and out. And the linen acts as a natural fiber. It's a filter. It guards against chemical exposure, dust, and solar gamma radiation. And it comes from the flax, which is like your flaxseed. It comes from that plant. It's resistant to harmful radiation. And the solar gamma rays are like from the sun. You know, when they're tampering with the sun, we are not really able to get the sun in the purest form. But the linen, if you have that on, is protecting you. And it's also hypoallergenic. So for those that have sensitive skin and issues with allergies and stuff, it's protects you from chemical irritation. Also, linen emits a high vibration frequency. It's around 5,000 hertz, which some believe supports healing. And it's also, for me, I believe it's spiritual clarity. The Most High had it in he had it in the Holy of Holies. They had linen curtains, and the priests wore their linen garments when they went before the Most High to communicate. When we are buried in linen. So there's a spirituality about it that we need to connect to. Now, where linen matters the most, again, is in our bedding because it reduces exposure during sleep and it supports our detox cycles. If you're in linen sheets, you are not having those night sweats and all that going on. And if you're eating the proper foods, and if you wear in it, our clothing, it's breathable and it's protective against our skin absorption. It lets our skin breathe better. Also, you can use castor oil packs on your body for detoxing and then wrap it in linen for a deeper or a herbal compress. And then, of course, having the curtains, it filters the airborne toxins and the dust indoors. You don't have as much dust in the house. So, again, our bodies are electrical, and they run on our bioelectricity, right? Every cell, every heartbeat, every thought, our electrical is powered by our electrical signals. And if we can just tune into that, I mean, key examples, our nervous system, we have neurons that communicate via our electrical impulses called action potentials. We do things based on what's going on up here first. Then we have our heart rhythm. The heartbeat is regulated by electrical signals from our nodes in our brain. Okay? We have our cell membranes, which maintain voltage gradients across their membranes, which is part of our nervous system, right? and that's essential for nutrient transport and detoxification. You see, it all works together. It all works together. Then we have our brain waves, our thoughts, and our emotions. And remember the liver, which is the right side under our rib cage. If that's inflamed, we carry our emotion there. If you're angry, mad at someone, and you can't let it go, your liver holds that. And you've got fatty liver. You've got to let that go. And in order to release those toxins in that fatty liver, we need the herbs to do it. So again, it works synergistically together. So it's important that we practice these things. The fruits we have, nature gives us its best. And there's so much water in all of these fruits to nourish us, to help the flow, so that we have the stagnation gets that water to push it along. Sometimes you've got something in your throat and you drink some water to push it down. Same thing. We've eaten these fruits that have a high water content to help push it along. They're high in fiber. They have vitamins and minerals in them already, and it's great. It's great for our brains, our cells, and our nerves. Many of us have anxiety, and they push in mental illness now. Let's take care of those adrenals. Let's look at those herbs that support our adrenals. And some of us are in the Caribbean, some of us are in Arctic weather, some of us are in like America where we have 4 seasons, but we need to just eat in season. And once we learn to eat in season, our body naturally it goes into rhythm with this cycle. We coming into fall, we just getting out of summer, right? We coming into fall the end of this month, if you're in America. And we have our pumpkins and our squashes coming in, which are excellent to heal us. We can eat it raw, or we can do a lot of soups with a nice quality meat or fish broth to help. But look at all the things. You can become a fruitarian for a month and a half, or for, if you're chronic, three months or more. And if you can't get the fruits live in the market, you get them frozen and juice, or you get them now and freeze it to use later on. There are many ways to do it. And we have all of these here. Okay, let's look at this slide. To eat in season, we want to understand that you are not just what you eat, but what you absorb. We can't absorb anything properly if our gut is having issues, if our lymph isn't moving, and if our kidneys aren't functioning. And of course, our adrenals, if we have anxiety and whatnot, these all have to work together. So again, understand all of this is critical. But if we don't have the right water as well with all of this, we're doing ourselves a disservice. So how do we heal, right? We've got 5 minutes. Time to wrap it up, MJ. Okay. How do we heal? We need to follow the Most High's natural guide. He gave it to us, right? First of all, I hate the word diet, but we need to change our lifestyle. We don't want to be on that left side, because as mainstream doctors, it's all purely profits over people. We are righteous people seeking righteousness. We want to use the herbs he gave us of the field. We want to use nature's natural healing modalities that are non-invasive, that don't give you desired or side effects. We want to keep our body warm in the right temperatures, and understand that we don't need icy, because our body temperature is 98.7. So we don't need all those things cold, 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 cold. Yes, every now and then, but not as a norm, right? We can do the massages, the reflexology, the lymph movement, know what to do, move the lymph, learn reflexology, at least what your hand signals are and where to go for the bowels, what resonates for the adrenals, what part is for your kidneys, what part is for your lymphatic. Learn those parts and just wrap it up daily. Daily, it needs to happen. Take 5 minutes time for that. And then focus on staying positive. It's all a mental game. It's our mindset. We have the body, yes, our temple. Then we have our mind, body, and spirit. And that has to resonate with the Most High. We have, again, all of our healing herbs. And understand, this is healthy versus unhealthy. And our colon, how many of us really feel we have a healthy colon? Because this is where everything has to come out of us at. How many of us have this colon, this picture of healthy versus unhealthy? Okay, we need to have that slide. What's that slide number? The colon, healthy versus unhealthy. And then we have one more slide and we'll end the show tonight. We have 3 minutes left. All right. So back a long time ago, they knew that cancer is a disease, toxic environment. And they knew that we had to alkalize our body. And sadly, a healthy colon is the secret to living a healthy life. But sadly, we've been showing a clogged colon, and that's the one that's with disease. And it makes us age prematurely. If you feel you're aging too quickly, take a look at what's going on in that colon. All right? It's something that is, again, we seek in obedience. We don't want lack of knowledge. We want to be informed. We want to do better because we know better. And most of all, family, nature was here first. The Most High gave us everything we need. Yes, we can do our meats. Yes, we can do cooked foods. But if we want healing, optimal healing for once in our life, outside of birth when we were healthy, we need to get to here. And that's nature's healing foods, our fruits, our vegetables. And again, if you can't get it raw, you can juice it. 15 to 30 minutes, your body's digesting it. Are you not worth it? Are you not worth it? And with that, shalom to you all. Thank you for your presence today. And those of you who are joining us at a later date, I hope that you take this seriously. All we need 30 days is going to bring a change. Your energy is going to go up. Your obstructions are going to go away. Just make sure you're using your castor oil. Make sure you're moving your lymphatic. Make sure you're addressing your adrenals and your kidneys are filtering like it should. If you have any questions about this, please reach out to me. My email, it will be put up on the screen there for you all. And just let's have a conversation because I want each and every one to be on the right path to healing. And let's bring on Ra'ash, and let him close us out with lack of knowledge. And there's my email, naturallyu@abengradio.com. Until next week, heart to heart, much love, and may the Most High bless and keep you until we meet again. Ra'ash, take it away. Let's
Oh Lord, naturally you. Oh, lack of knowledge make my people perish. Enough them know themselves, don't know them worth, don't know them heritage. Don't you know that you are royalty? Israelites, prince and princess, the most High chosen. That is exactly who you are. Chosen people, prince and princess, the most High chosen. That is exactly who you are. Hey, they asked for my nationality. I told them I'm an Israelite. Yasharala, prince of the power, so don't take me light. I have a DNA that is fake, one lineage of kings. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is my foreparents. I praise the most high for knowledge of self. No longer in a crisis of identity. He uses words to enlighten me. First Peter chapter 2, verse 9. This is what it says to me. You are
Shalom.
the most high chosen. That is exactly who you are. Who you are. I say, oh Lord, the most high chosen. That is exactly who you are. Hey, them serious no really matter about a lie them a tell. Watch the whole of them a plot to kill the children of Israel. Psalms 83 and cover them conspiracy. Nothing no change, the agenda is the same in this age. But oh my people, don't you fear, your deliverance is coming. Your Shia will soon be here. Yeah. No longer will you be a slave with riches, power and dominion. You triumph while your enemies. Like I say, prince and princess. Shalom, shalom. Most high
Shalom.
that is exactly prince and princess. Most high, most high. That is exactly who you are. Although you've been at the bottom for so many years, I say your time is drawing near. Your Shia is going to give you center stage. You will be ruling this world. Prince and princess, oh Lord, most high chosen. That is exactly who you are. Yeah, chosen people, prince and princess, most high chosen. That is exactly who you are. Oh, like I say, prince and princess, most high chosen. That is exactly who you are. Oh, Israelites, I'm telling you, prince and princess, chosen people, you are so chosen. That's who you are. That's who you are. That's who you. Sister MJ, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom.
Woo! That was perfect. I thought so.